Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on whichever part of the world you are tuning in from. First of all, I would like to appreciate every single one of you for taking your time to wait for us to sort out our technical issues here. Very grateful that at least, though it's late, but we were able to come on live. Thank you very much, guys. And we shall be diving right into the business as usual. And happy new month to everyone. It's a new month. And unfortunately, today you would not be able to see my face as the technical issues we are trying to sort out wasn't able to get resolved in total. So I had to use a backup system, which I'm currently using right now. And on that system, we don't have the applications for the camera installed. So with that being said here, I welcome everybody to yet another promising edition of the Forex Morning Mastery. Today promises to be an interesting one. Today serves as both the last trading day for the week and of course the first trading day for the month, which makes it very, very significant as participants in the market will be mixed within, rounding off their positions and of course getting prepared for the new month. So we are going to be taking all this into consideration while we review the current market structure from a technical standpoint using our usual simple and fundamental tools such as trend lines, key levels, and of course chart patterns to unravel the potential trajectory of price action for today. So today's session is going to be a very quick one. I'll be rounding off within the next 30 minutes because of the upcoming sessions I have. So I hope you wouldn't mind as I run through this current chart. So the first thing we are going to be doing today as usual is to check on the fundamental factors that will be affecting the market sentiment for today. And of course, we know how important this is as these fundamental factors often manifest on the chart in technical patterns and price movements. Now, by monitoring the economic calendar, we can identify potential correlations between key economic releases and specific technical patterns on the chart, hereby giving us valuable information needed to position ourselves in such a way that we can capitalize on the next potential move prior, during, and even after this economic event. Well, this week has been laced with a handful of high impactful events from the GDP data from the United States. We had the Bank of England's governor's speech. We also had a core personal consumption expenditure, which came in yesterday and of course came in just as expected. And this did not get the market at a surprise at all, as the market is still going on as usual. Now for today, Friday, December 1st, we have a couple of high impactful events. The first one here is the ISM manufacturing PMI, which will be coming up in about 6 to 7 hours from now. Now, for those of us who don't know what the ISM manufacturing PMI is, well, this is another leading economic indicator in the United States, measuring the health of the manufacturing sector by surveying purchasing managers on various business activities. Now, anticipation of this data can influence the market sentiment as it provides insights into economic expansion or contraction. Now, a reading above 50 indicates expansion, potentially leading to positive price action and a stronger US dollar. And if the data drops below 50, then it is seen as a contracting economy. Now, if we look at the previous data for the month of October, it came in at 46.7, and we have economists projecting that for the month of November, we shall be seeing a 47.6. That's about 1.1 expansion from compared to the previous month, which is a little bit positive, but doesn't meet that gauge that we expect to project a positive economic outlook. So we look forward to seeing what the actual data is going to be on that one. And of course, we do know that the anticipation of these events usually manifest on the chart in technical patterns and price movement. Now, later on today, we are having speeches from the chairman, the Fed chairman, Jeremy Powell. Is going to be having a speech much more later in the day, and everyone in the market will be looking forward to what he will be saying, as a speech will be holding considerable influence over the financial market. Now, his remarks provides us with insight into the bank's monetary policy stance, economic outlook, and potential future policy actions. Now, the anticipation of this speech can also significantly impact market sentiment, as traders and investors will closely analyze the rhetoric for clues about future policy directions. So with the informations we have right here, we shall be diving right back into the chart, and let's see what is really going on in the market today and how we intend to capitalize on the next move. So as usual, we will be starting today's session with the USOILSPOT, and let's see what is going on here and how we intend to capitalize on the next move for today. So here we are on the USOILSPOT chart. We remember this week has been quite an interesting week for us all. Remember, we had a buy positions. We capitalized on that bullish momentum after price did break out of the range we identified at the beginning of the week, just between the $75.75 level and of course the $75 area, to emphasize the strength that buyers are likely going to be pushing price to the upside. So we rode the momentum all the way up using this ascending trend line here as our yardstick to guide any buying opportunities in this particular market. Now, during our live session yesterday, I did tell us all that we should move all our stop losses to secure the current buy positions while we look out for more buying opportunities if price action will ever break out of that $79.65 level, which of course never happened, and price did take us out of that buy position with a reasonable amount of profit as soon as the sell pressure began here. Now, during our live session, if you remember yesterday, I did mention that if price will drop below the $78 area, then we will be looking out for selling opportunities around that area. And I do hope that we all capitalized on this one. If you did, well done to you for capitalizing on this one. And if you still have your sell positions running at this particular point in time, you will have over 220 pips running in profit right now. Now, at this juncture, I will be asking or encouraging us all to move all our stop losses to secure this current sell positions, as you will see that price action is back into that crucial zone, which happens to be where price action started this week. Remember, we spotted at the beginning of the week that price action was ranging between the $75.75 level and that our key level area around the $75 area. Now price is back into that structure, and as soon as price got into the structure, we begin to notice the appearance of buy pressure around this area, especially throughout the Asian session, to give us a sign that there is a likelihood of a bullish traction resume, especially during the Asian session, as you will see. Now, as a result of this new observation that the resumption of buy pressure around this area, it begins to open up the idea that buyers may likely want to be pushing or taking over the market going forward. Then besides this, I would like to also call our attention to the fundamental factors that are driving this market behind the scenes. Remember, we talked about this during our early sessions yesterday when we said that the OPEC Plus members are going to be convening for a meeting yesterday. And in fact, we had an highlight this morning as regards to one of the major decisions that was made yesterday. Now, one thing they said here is that they will so one of the major decisions they made yesterday was to agree to cut almost 2 million barrels per day for the first quarter of 2024. Now, in light of this latest development, we saw how the market reacted negatively to that decision, and this could be attributed to the disappointment from investors as regards to that decision that was made. And the question going into today's trading session is that will the price continue to drop to the downside since it broke down our ascending trend line that we identified at the beginning of the week, or are we going to be seeing the market resume buy pressure around this area? So in that regard, what I will be doing here, if you had bought at the $75.75 level around this area, well, it's a very good idea. Just ensure that you have all your stop losses somewhere around the key level, which will be dovetailing to between 65 to 75 pips thereabouts in that case scenario, as I think the price is likely going to be resuming another wave of bullish momentum from here if we compare it to what happened at the beginning of the week. However, another area which we can actually use to capitalize on this uptrend is that $76.50 level, a level which has been a selling niche for about 12 hours now. So you do want to be marking out this level on your chart. That is $76.50 level right there, and let's mark it on that spot. And then if price goes on to break out of the structure, we want to be looking out for more opportunities to buy the US oil spot. Now, if price action continues to climb and goes up above the $78 area to break it out to the upside, we also want to be adding more buy positions to our existing trade. Now, there is a caveat to this current structure here. If price gets into the ascending trend line that was broken yesterday, remember we saw this ascending trend line broken yesterday. If price ever comes into that area, please let's ensure that we move all our stop losses accordingly, secure the current position, as we want to exercise patience and see how the market will react to this trend line. And you know, from a technical standpoint, when price breaks down a key structure like this, it may come back, retest it to inside a downtrend scenario. So that is why I want us to be very, very cautious when price gets into that structure. Now, if price breaks out and climbs above, then this will give us a very good comfort to add more buy positions to our existing trade. But trust me, I will be with you in the comment section of both my Trading View and Telegram platforms to give you update as at when due. However, if the bearish momentum here continues to the downside and price continues to fail, well, remember that we have our key level situated at the $75 area. And of course, you know how we use our key level. Now, if it so happens that this bearish momentum continues in such a way that it breaks down the $75 area, then we will be looking out for more opportunities to sell the US oil spot. So this is how we are going to be managing our positions for today on the US oil spot, as our center of focus basically for today's trading session will be between the $76.50 level and the $75 area, where depending on where the direction of the breakout will be, will give us an insight into where price action will be closing for today's trading session. I will be with you in the comment section as always. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section. I wouldn't be having any break during the course of the session because I do not have the time. I just needed to come up here to ensure that we get ourselves prepared for today's trading session. But if you have questions, I will be checking the comment sections from time to time. I see your comment here, Torres Master. Glad I'm very, very glad to have you around this morning, and I'm also glad to be live today. We are fine. We are doing well. We are doing well, at least. Thank you very much. And Jonah Aruna, good morning to you. Glad to have you around with us too this morning. So that is that on the US oil spot. So I will move on to the next asset on our watch list right away. and that is going to be the GBPUSD. So this morning I already have a buy position triggered at this point in time after price just broke out of that 1.26500 area a couple of hours ago. Now, for those of us who are with me on both my TradingView and Telegram platform, you must have gotten an update as to how we manage this position, and if you got that update, you definitely must have had a buy position triggered at this point in time. Now let's go into the details why I took an advantage of buying around that area. Well, if we look at what happened yesterday, remember we finally saw price action break down our ascending trend line, which has been supporting this bullish momentum since the beginning of the week. And of course, we did capitalize on that bearish momentum. It gave us about 50 pips, though price moved about 80 to 90 pips before the bullish momentum came in, taking us out of that position with a minimum of 50 pips depending on where your entry is. Now, one thing I got to realize is that as soon as price tested that area, remember this was the same range we identified at the beginning of the week that incited the bullish idea we took advantage of. Remember, at the beginning of the week, price action was ranging between the 1.26110 level and the 1.25910 area, after which we capitalized on the breakout of that range to give us an opportunity to buy. Remember, and since the beginning of the week, we have been buying above the 1.26110 area. Now, interesting enough, during the New York session yesterday, we saw this bearish momentum which came in as a result of the macroeconomic data from the United States, and as soon as price tested that resistant line of that range, we saw that sharp rejection resume around that area, and the next attempt by the sellers to break through that same level failed. As you will see, we now had a series of higher lows, and for me this is a sign that buyers are gradually gaining momentum behind the scenes, and whenever we notice this, we want to be getting ready for buying opportunities, as this will be serving as a reversal setup. And usually when we have a reversal setup, we want to be marking out our neckline that we will be using to validate the potency of that reversal pattern. And of course, I had to identify a neckline around the 1.265, basically because this is a very strong psychological area considering the round figure of that price. So I shared here this morning on both my TradingView and Telegram platform that we will be buying if price action breaks out of the 1.265, and if you had capitalized on that opportunity, you will be having about 22 pips running in profit at this point in time, as price action gradually approaches the descending trend line we identified yesterday, which guided that bearish opportunity we took advantage of at the breakdown of the 1.26870 level. Now, as price action gradually approaches the trend line, you know how we do it. As soon as price gets into that structure, or even as price is getting into that area, you do want to be moving your stop losses to secure the current buy position, as we want to wait and see how the market will be reacting to this beautiful confluence between the 1.268 and that descending trend line. Now, the question at this juncture will be, will the market participant continue the trend to the upside? That is, will buyers be able to break out of this descending trend line? In fact, if a breakout happens, it could incite a strong bullish momentum to the upside. However, if buyers continue to find it difficult to break through and selling pressure persists below this area, we might likely be seeing a reversal pattern to incite a downtrend scenario. So we are gradually approaching a very crucial juncture in this market, exactly around the 1.268 and the 1.26870 area, which shares a confluence with that descending trend line. So let's see how the market will react to that structure. And of course, I will be with you in the comment section of both my TradingView and Telegram platform to give us updates as at when due. Then another thing I would like to call our attention to is this ascending trend line that was guiding our bullish momentum since the beginning of the week. So if price action gets into this area, we might likely be seeing some choppy situations go on here. And if price continues to the upside, breaking above the ascending trend line, giving us more opportunities to buy, which might likely lead to the breakout of the highest point price action has been for this week at the 1.27330 area. So let's see how the market will play out at this juncture. We still hold on to a bullish bias here as long as price remains above the 1.265. Now, to make things a little bit much more easier for us to manage the current position, I think we have a trend line here, which I will like to connect the series of higher lows here so that we can have something to guide our trading decisions for today. So we have this trend line. So I would like to give this a green color, then reduce the pixel of this one as it's no longer significant here. So as long as price remains above that ascending trend line, so we now have a structure that makes us feel comfortable in our buy position. So whatever stop losses you're having on the breakout of the 1.265, make sure you have your stop losses below the ascending trend line we have here. Now, for those of us who had missed out on this opportunity, well, let's exercise patience and wait for price to maybe come back to retest the structure, give us some buy pressure here, then we can join that uptrend move. So for those who missed out, let's remain patient and wait for price to maybe come back, retest the structure or the ascending trend line to incite another wave of bullish momentum. Now, for selling potential here, I would like to see price break down this key level at the 1.26 area before I can join a bearish momentum, as the breakdown of that key level would be a very significant signal that sellers may likely be dictating the pace going into the first trading day of the week, of the month. So let's see how this will play out. But one thing I also want to try to consider here is if price breaks down the ascending trend line and we continue to see some series of lower highs and lower lows, that is buyers finding it difficult to climb back above the 1.265, we could join a bearish momentum early enough before even the breakdown of that key level happen. But trust me, I will give you updates in the comment section of both my TradingView and Telegram platform. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section of this video you are watching right now. Like I told you earlier, I'm trying to run through this session due to my short of time, and please bear with me if I'm too fast on this one today. All right, so in the absence of no further questions, I will just move on to the final asset on our watch list for today, which is my favorite asset, of course. And we are going to be looking at the XAUUSD. Very, very interesting setup, gradually unfolding on our chart, as we already have a buy position triggered. In fact, we already have two buy positions triggered based on the update we had this morning. So since the beginning of the week, we actually have been buying this asset, and not until Wednesday and Thursday we begin to notice some bearish momentum after observing the series of lower highs in this market, giving us this descending trend line. And in fact, we went on to notice that price action transitioned into a theoretical uptrend continuation pattern in the form of a pennant after connecting the series of lower highs and higher lows within this range where price was caught within, that is between the $2,050 and the $2,037.50 level. Now, the breakdown of these pennants was the one that incited the idea of selling, but unfortunately for us, our sell positions went into a loss about a couple of hours ago. And I did mention this morning while I updated you guys on my public platforms that we will be looking out for buying opportunities if price action breaks out of the 2,000 level, which actually has happened right now, and price has also gone ahead to break out of the 2046 level to trigger our second buy position. So as at this point, we should have been able to recoup the loss we made on that sell positions we had yesterday. And if you are taking advantage of these two buy positions, well done, and kudos to you for capitalizing on these opportunities. So for those of us who have a buy position running right now, I want to encourage us all to move all stop losses into the first entry, around the first entry here, and let's secure this position. Please note that we do want to be giving enough breathing space for price action to breathe in anticipation of the next wave of bullish momentum. I also want to emphasize here that especially for those of us who had missed out on the breakout of the 2043 level, there could still be an opportunity to buy if price comes back to retest the structure and the resumption of buy pressure persists. Then we could join another wave of bullish momentum. So at this point in time, we'll remain bullish on the XAUUSD as long as price action remains above both the 2043 level and the descending trend line we spotted here during Wednesday's trading session. Now, if price action continues to climb new highs and break out of that highest level in recent time, that is the $2,050 mark, we want to be having another buy stop order just right above that structure to capitalize on the next bullish move. So everything on the XAUUSD as at this morning is looking very, very bullish for us. So we maintain bullish bias here as we head into both the London and the New York session. Now, one thing I would also like to say here is that this bullish perspective we are seeing here is strengthened by speculations that the Federal Reserve will maintain steady rates and potentially initiate cuts in 2024, a scenario that is going to be favorable to safe haven assets such as the gold. However, it is very important for us to note that we have high impactful event coming up later today. We have from the United States Economic Docket, the ISM Manufacturing PMI, and then the Fed chairman speech, which is coming up also later today, and majority of the market will be looking forward to this event for impetus into where price is likely going today. So at this point in time, let's maintain a bullish bias here as long as price still remains above that descending trend line. But of course, I will be with you in the comment section of both my Trading View and Telegram platforms to give you update as at when due. Now, talking about selling potential here, if you saw my commentary this morning, I was looking at the breakdown of the $2,037 area for selling opportunities. But with the way things are going now and the breakout of that descending trend line with an engulfing bullish candle, I want to see this whole area as a bullish platform that has incited this momentum. So for us to sell, we really need to see some significant signals before we want to be jumping into any sell positions here. But if there's anything new that comes up, I will definitely let you know in the comment section of both my Trading View and Telegram platform. So these are my views on the XAUUSD for today, and I think I will be rounding off. I think I just did it right on time. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment sections. I'll be taking the next 5 seconds to see if there are any questions before I just round off onto this trading session. And please, if you have found this content helpful and useful in making your independent trading decisions for today, I would greatly appreciate your support by giving the video a thumbs up. Your likes are very valuable to me, and in fact, it also helps the algorithm promote the video to a wider audience of traders who may find this content beneficial to them too. Let's grow this community, and I depend on you guys to grow it, and thank you very much as you do so. So I will be dropping the link to the XAUUSD live window, which I'm hopeful that it will come up later today. about 5 to 10 minutes into the New York session. So I just dropped the link right in the comment section. So you want to click on that link, click on the notify me button so you can get notified as soon as we come on live. So this XAUUSD live window usually kickstarts 5 to 10 minutes into the New York session, where we all come together to monitor real-time price action on the XAUUSD during the New York session. So I look forward to seeing you guys right there in the comment section of all of my platforms, TradingView, Telegram, and of course during the XAUUSD live window today. So I'm just glad that we were able to take on this session, which was a very, very important one, especially on a very sensitive day like today, which happens to be both the last trading day of the week and then the first trading day of the month. So let's see how the market will play out, and trust me, I will be with you in the comment sections as always. So in the absence of no questions, I think at this junction I will just round off. Thank you guys. For those of you who had liked the video, thank you very much. I really do appreciate your support. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I do hope that you are able to gain one or two things from what we discussed here today. Please don't mind my rushing through the session, as we started very late due to some technical issues, and we hope that things will be resolved. So by Monday, we'll go back to our normal system, and I look forward to seeing you guys same time Monday morning, where we shall be reviewing our positions and get prepared for the new week. And tomorrow being Saturday, remember, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do, so that you can get notified as soon as I come up with our ideas for the next week. So I usually share videos during the course of the weekend on my plans for the next week, so you don't want to miss out on those insightful ideas. So click on the subscribe button so you can get notified as soon as I update with new videos. So on that note, I want to wish us all the best of luck today. Remember that every decision we make in the financial market is more or less an educated guess until price action hits your TP target. And as a result of this, you do want to be having a well-defined risk management strategy, which is consistent with all the positions you take from your portfolio. So do have a wonderful day, everyone. Trade smart, trade consciously. Happy new month to you. Have a wonderful day, and I wish you a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.